Biden campaign feeling some pressure as a new poll shows the president's approval rating is at its lowest level yet.
Many voters saying they are concerned about his age on a day the president turns 81. Chris Welsh was in the newsroom to break down the numbers. Chris.
Yeah, Steve and Teresa, the most concerning thing in this new poll is the fact that younger voters appear to be moving further away from Joe Biden, and the war in Israel could be playing a big role.
I just want you to know it's difficult turning 60.
President Joe Biden making light of the fact that today is his birthday. He was already the oldest sitting president in U.S. history, and now he's turning 81. But something he may not be laughing at, his current approval rating. According to an NBC News poll, the number of Americans satisfied with the job Biden is doing now sits at just 40%, the lowest level of his presidency.
One of the things that we're seeing is a broader fracturing of the Democratic base.
Young Democrats appear to have pulled away from Biden over his largely pro-Israel stance in the war in the Middle East. Among voters ages 18 to 34, a whopping 70% disapprove of Biden's handling of the war.
The Biden administration, of course, is beginning to respond by taking a tougher line on Israel's performance, and particularly their ability to protect civilians in Gaza. But right now, that's unlikely to move fast enough to change minds, particularly among those younger Democratic voters who are, by the way, overall more sympathetic to the Palestinian cause.
The new poll also found Biden behind for the first time in a general election matchup with Donald Trump, 46 to 44. Biden's dipping numbers, plus a gaffe when he mixed up Taylor Swift with a different pop star,
Britney's tour,
will likely only add fuel to the chatter that the president, just a few years older than Donald Trump, is too old.
There's nothing Democrats can do about his age. That's a fixed that's a fixed item.
Basil Smikle, director of the public policy program at Hunter College, says Democrats should really consider using other big-name Democrats on the campaign trail to tout the administration's wins, like the economy.
You've got so many other leaders across the country that comprise the Democratic bench. Let them speak for the party.
And the White House press secretary today responding, saying, quote, "We're not going to change the minds of Americans," but she adds they believe this president's experience is important. Steve, back to you.
All right, thanks, Chris.